Today is December 1st, 2022. Okay. I was with my day program, day have for disabled adults, at the Canton Museum. Some ladies walk in. That girl admitting her dad did this to her, and she was dating Dave. It does too matter, and it matters everything. And they walk off inside the library. It does matter. Conflict of interest, 1 to 10 years. For every constitutional right broke, 1 to 10. See, there's a point in time where they run around, oh, an agent taped her before. Okay. Michelle's dad, part of kicking in the door, extortion plan, pushing people into informant programs, extorting the money for his family to extort everything from victims out of everything in life. Then embezzle government funds for witness protection for people. Okay. Know that. Okay? Because it would be, what were you doing with Miss Hall? What is your connection to her? Because there was threats on her life. You arrested him, right? Where did you guys sit down in person, and where's a video of her Miranda rights? You weren't part of the people kicking in the door watching her before, and why would you? So what's your connection and why you would be up there? Is your daughter Michelle? Does she know Dave? How do you know her? Because you're not in her area. Where you're supposed to be working. So what connection would you have? And you better have a video of her Miranda rights, and you guys sit down in person, before she called the hotline. Because why would she call the hotline if she already knew you? Oh, yeah. Exactly. See, Michelle's family are using people's low IQs. Police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life. They have to speak to everyone before they start. Or it's abuse and misconduct goes into the right of the privacy, legal search and seizure. You have a right to remain quiet, a right to an attorney, a right to a fair court trial, bail and bond, a right not to be mistreated, a right to privacy, and a freedom of speech. I was talking to the lady that did my facial. You know what she told me? She's like, I all know that. They couldn't be in your home. And yeah. Oh, I went in. I was talking to this one girl I know in there. How that Eric showed up November 18, 22 at Walmart 62 by the hair salon screaming a confession that it was all him for everybody to fall for it. And da-da-da-da-da. I said, I told the police where to get it, and a full confession that it was him for these people to fall for it, and it's that bad, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said, you talk about jackass. I said, I like curled up in a ball. And I said, I talked to this one guy from online that is a retired sheriff. We're friends. And he's from out of this area. And he's like, is the local police slow in your area? He said, I hope they grabbed him. Did they? I said, they didn't get in contact with me. He said, are they slow? He's actually related to somebody who's very influential. Yep. So, yeah. And he thinks the police in this area are slow. He said, he said, are you sure it's not the mafia doing it to you? I said, it's actually a agent, a retired judge. He said, I don't care if it's a sitting judge and an agent. The local police should have arrested him. The first time you do a crime, you get arrested. See, the whole thing of it is you can only be in a home under threat of life. You have to have it recorded in the state. It's a protected custody case. And you have to have the statements recorded. There's nothing else. Even Officer Reinhardt Louisville said it. The Portage County Sheriff's up there, and the Massillon Police. That nothing they have is admissible. You know, that girl where I got my facial done. She's like, she said, it seems like police are non-existent in this. They're around me. Who do you think's shelling out stuff? It does too matter. See, November 30th, 22, just yesterday, I was at Altman Family Physician. It is right across the street from Altman Hospital. There's big old cameras outside my cars, my phones. I know after I talked to Danny and Daniel, my son and my grandson, and I go to leave, Dave's girlfriends and follow me. It was my dad set up in there. And he was the one watching her. It didn't matter that I was dating Dave. Screaming it out on the street. She's lucky I don't turn around and yell, "Shut up, bitch." See, it does matter. And you are, what part of FBI informant do you not realize I'm tapped everywhere and bugged everywhere? Huh? And these idiots, Michelle and her dirty agent daddy dude, that pimps his little 18, 19-year-old girl to 63-year-old men so that he can push the wife into the informant program so he can embezzle money from the government and steal everything from that poor wife, huh? So it's for his family? Is embezzling money from the government and from victims? Huh? Because it'd be, what the hell would you have a connection to Miss Hall for? Why would she call the hotline if she knew about you? Huh? Good question. And where's her Miranda rights? Where would you have taped her? Huh? You're not part of those stalkers that are wanted, are you? The ones that they're talking about photoshopped a shower scene and date raped her and told her to say something stupid, right? You're not part of those illegal search tapes, seizure tapes that they're breaking that they altered, are you? Huh? Because you couldn't be in that home. It's entrapment. And it's conflict of interest. 1 to 10 years. Every constitutional right broke. 1 to 10. And $1 million fine. Yeah. Those women and everybody with a login heard Michelle brag. It was her daughter, her dad doing it to me. And she was dating Dave. And it does too matter, you dumb bitch. So, agent that called me back, that they already November 6, 22, at Central Baptist, agent called her back, is the one that told on her the night before. It's also the agent that bullied me in November 24, 22. At Mercy Medical, tape and audio in their emergency room to the emergency room nurse that was taking care of me. Yeah. The agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. That the men up there was so mad that he pushed her that hard that they ran experiments on her, and I told them they better not have left her with permanent damage. I have permanent damage. I have a dent in the back of my head. Probably need a body scan, not being weird. But they jabbed me in the back of the neck and knocked me out for 6 hours. Hard telling what they did. They probably just raped me and beat me that day. They're mentally ill. You know what I mean? I woke up with a dent. I woke up marks, hand marks all over me. Stupid perverts need to learn to keep their hands to themselves. I was supposed to be in protective custody. And those people went Nazi because they're mentally ill. Oh, in a real protective case, because, I called the hotline after that idiot badgered me and they made me plead for my life, put me in protective custody, listed me informant, had an officer talk today so it'd be legal. September 27th, 18. Carrying around the house state case. Informant for the FBI. He already told on me the night before. Like they said, November 24, 22, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying, and she wasn't. And those men were so mad they went ahead and ran experiments because he pushed her that hard on her. I told him she better not have damage that none of this is funny. Permanent damage. I have permanent damage. I have a dent in the back of my head. And hard telling what else. Let's see. And the nurse is like, we all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. And no one offered to say a word to her again. And the ladies replied, well, you know how bad it is? no one's ever even really said anything bad about her, ever. It's that bad, I told them to all cut it out. See, my whole family spoke highly of me. They were saying it even in front of my clients. Investigators, police officers, what are you talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anybody. They told Walmart. They told, for we all know this woman's innocent, FedEx, October 2020. Massillon Police documented Mean Games of Pretend. The main officer that went today, the heavyset white guy, told the North Kent Jackson Police the worst thing I ever did wrong was bend over improperly. They could wipe that one out. Told it. Lamar Sharp, Amar, Michael Broswell, or there was a white Michael with bald with dark eyes, worked at CSE Bank on Whipple Avenue in 2019 and 2020 as security guards. They know the officers that were assigned to the protected light case. Okay, Massillon Police work at North Canton Police. When I worked at Liberty House Share on Hillsdale Road, or Jackson Police. Canal Fulton Police when I worked out there. Let's see, Stark County Sheriffs, and whoever the boys are in Portage County were assigned to carry around the house. I was supposed to be in protected custody, and they let all kinds of harm happen to me. And they should have arrested that agent for saying it was in my house one day outside the protected light case. Even other officers, how stupid are these people for falling for this? November 18th, 22. It's a Friday. I had my hair done at Walmart Hair Salon, and some mistakes were made, so they're fixing it. And then Eric walks in, tape and audio, big old camera with tape and audio right at the entrance of the door. And then they got a big old camera inside the hair salon. It was my idea to say we taped her before. Ha, 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 ha. And for all these people to fall for it and turn on her, it actually worked. Ha, 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 ha. Okay? I can't believe they actually fell for it. It was all me and not her. And the guy went, if that's what's going on, it was only you. I could even take care of that. I know it was only me. It's that bad, and they fell for it. So if that agent wants to say he was in there with that guy photoshopping and date rape drugging a wanted stalker by the Massillon and Canton Police, for like that girl yelled it out. November 30th, 22. They should have cameras outside. Outside. Family physician. Altman Family Physician right across the street from Altman Hospital. I walk out and they follow me, two young girls. One of them is Michelle, Dave's girlfriend. They just daughter bragging how her dad was in there. And it didn't matter how her, that she was dating Dave, like the lady said today at the museum. Two ladies, it sure does matter that that girl was, that her dad was doing it to her and she was dating Dave. Yes, it does matter. Yeah, conflict of interest. 1 to 10 and $1 million fine matters. And for every constitutional right broke, it's 1 to 10, and there's 5 broke. Trying to embezzle funds from an informant program, corporate incentives out of victims, big no-no. Badgering, big no-no. Drugging people, big no-no. Trying to extort money, big no-no. Attempted murder, big no-no. Being in somebody's home watching them, big no-no. Call life. Would someone please show up and help? I should have And the whole thing is over the government subsidy money. See, where you get SSI or Social Security when you're elderly or disabled, you also get VA benefits for being in the military. But they also have for, what is it, informants and witness protection programs. They have subsidy money for them too. They get 60 grand a year because their lives are forever changed. They've been a victim of a violent crime to the point that the government had to protect them. So they give them 5,000 a month, 60 grand a year. And they do it for life. In case they can't work, they're too traumatized, too much post-traumatic syndrome, da 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 da, or they can't work because it's not safe. The government takes care of them. Okay? I never got a dime. They can't withhold it. They can't give it away. They can't attach it. It's like Social Security, SSI, and VA benefits. It's meant only for that person. And that agent is trying to set people up so that they end up in the informant program. Then he can terrorize them, bully him into a false statement, pimp out his daughter. And then he thinks he can steal that when he sets them up in the informant program, he can steal their government subsidy money. It's free money, and then he can steal everything from that victims. He's embezzling money from the government and embezzling and extorting money out of attempted murder and threats and drugs and kidnapping for his own family. That's found innocent of everything in 18. Maslin police will tell you. The state case he opened, Stark County Sheriff, some of them work at. If you talk to the Walmart police, 330-489-9035. There's a lot of them work here around the House State case. They'll watch me, they'll walk out and say something. You know, these people try to blame the police, the Portage County Sheriff's up there. I went up and confronted them, Miss Hall. What these people are saying they did is illegal. I did the police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating is abuse and misconduct and goes into the right of privacy. Legal search and seizure. You have to have their statements and it has to be protected life cases only. Yes. I said that or you can't look or listen. Yes. Officer Reinhardt, same thing. Maslin Police, same thing. Even the FBI could not be in your home until that agent took your statement and agreed to protect you. There's nothing else. That's what Officer Reinhardt says right on the Department of Justice. Then there's badgering laws, 1729. Go to jail for that. Someone needs to come down here. Because it's bad when you go into a place that's suddenly, it seems like even the police are non-existent. There's so many crimes happening. They told Ed at the Oakland apartment December 9th, 21, 4 p.m. It's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. See if someone will stop them. Then all the tapes stood for with them and not me. So did a white man bald with dark eyes. Stark County Hunger Task Force 9th Street actually worked the case, distributing food. There's only 4 or 5 volunteers. Can't found them. We always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. I had a client on Shepler Church Road, the White House with the driveway that bumps up next door. They told her all the tapes before were them and not me. And that, and she's told all those people I went to the Canton Police and investigators. Then January 1922, Department of Disability drugged and told us to say stuff before February 2nd, 22. A man by the clothing aisle, my one client even heard him admit to drugging me and telling me to say stuff before 8, 9, first thing of 21, first thing in the morning, apartment building for me, second close to the fence, ratted out Dave. They talked to the police a few days later, May 25th, 21, 6 p.m. when each crew in Louisville, the church people breaking in before drugging me and telling me to say weirdo stuff. I got 2 witnesses in my phone. March 24th, 22, 1:30, they've been framing me outside. Several people have went to the place. Plus, there's usually one officer listening for Karen on the House State case. Want me to keep going? I got more. May 12th, 22, above his restaurant, 6 8 men screaming at him driving by that for the shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22, the shower scene in the other room was done on purpose at KOC at noon. Where you want me to keep going? April 14, 22, how sick all this is about them doing the telling on me at that church as a stunt for Dave to confront me. That agent is the one that did it as Stark County Sheriff verified it was him. November 6, 22 at Central Baptist. A lady said, Karen's going to be okay anymore. They found the protected life case court order. Well, it was that agent that called her back is the one that told on her the night before, and they're talking about some other stuff, and she's like, oh my Lord. And said an officer actually verified it, that it was him, and he didn't tell on him before. And then he's the one that badgered on November 24, 22 at Mercy Medical, tape and audio in the emergency room in Canton, Ohio. They told the nurse that the agent that pulled me into saying that I was lying when I wasn't. They bullied me so far that those men were so mad they went ahead and ran experiments. I told them she better not have permanent damage, and it's so bad nobody's even ever spoke bad of her before. And the nurse said, well, we all heard that Eric make fun of us and make fun of us for falling for this, and no one will ever say anything to her ever again. Someone needs to show up here. None of this is funny. I want my government subsidy for being in the informant program, and I want a medical card. That's all I want from them. I want the back pay that I didn't get, and I want my monthly income, and I want to go. These people are crazy, and they need to arrest that agent. He thinks he's some kind of mafia lord, and his little mafia princess breaking inside Faith Family Church that she could have anybody raped and beaten. Her dad's FBI. She's a little blonde thing named Michelle. And she can have people beat, raped, tortured. She can have them stalked. She thinks she's some kind of goddess on this earth, and people should kiss her ass because her dad isn't a dirty FBI agent. People need to be horrified. You talk to people, it don't matter. Even a retired sheriff, it don't matter if it's the FBI. The local police should have arrested him for any of these crimes. Are they slow? He's basically he's asked me if they're slow. Last time he asked me what's wrong with them before. They can arrest them. They can arrest a judge. The FBI goes to jail all the time. The local police arrest them. If they do a crime, they arrest them. If a judge does a crime, they arrest them. They do it all the time. What do you mean they haven't arrested these people? And the last time he asked me if the police are slow in this area. Because they're not arresting these people. And I'll tell you what, that agent is stealing government subsidy funds. November 20th, Central Baptist, they came in the bathroom while I was in there. My phone's tapped. And they said it's all over that government subsidy funds. They want it. They don't have a right to attach it. They don't have a right to get it. They can't attach it. It's meant only for me. It's like trying to attach somebody's Social Security, SSI, or VA benefits. It's government subsidy fund meant for one person and for their income, and you can never touch it. It's protected by the government. And it's that idiot that called me back out of his area, setting people up in informant programs and embezzling money out of the government by victimizing the victims and terrorizing them. Somebody needs to come down and arrest him. I don't think he's smart enough to get me the money fast enough and say, oh, I made a mistake and didn't pay her. Yeah, usually thieves aren't smart enough to make things right. And this one will pronounce his crimes and dare somebody to arrest him. There has to be somebody with integrity. I've never been questioned or wrongdoing. I've never been prosecuted. I've never been found guilty. I have nothing against me. I told you that. I was found innocent of everything in 18. I can pass an FBI background check. And I don't think the agent that called me back for prostituting out his little 19-year-old kid, this embezzled money out of the informant program victims, is funny.